welcome to Frugal Over 50. I'm Amy, and I'm happy to welcome you here today to another edition of my Wednesday One Takes. I usually record some of my less formal videos at my kitchen table, which you can see behind me over there. Today I'm sitting at my office desk with windows and birds and all things around me, so I wanted to share this moment with you as well. So for today's Wednesday One Take, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot in the last 3 years or so, especially. I, about 3 years ago, discovered Mr. Money Mustache, and I will link his review that I did of his blog up there and down below. And Mr. Money Mustache has a frugal philosophy that says, don't buy something if you don't absolutely have to. And he's not trying to be cheapy. He's just saying, learn how to do things on your own or find other ways to do things that you need done. So, for instance, he wanted to take an expensive vacation, so he agreed to go on this vacation and help a friend build an Airbnb rental. So he got to write it off on his taxes, I guess, or I don't know. It worked out pretty well. These are the kinds of things that he's always looking for. And it got me to thinking. And over the last 3 years, I have been wrestling with this. And I finally have something that I can talk to you about in terms of wrestling with this concept. And the concept that I'm wrestling with is, do you find a solution that's from buying something, or do you find a solution that's some other way? Now, of course, in Mr. Money Mustache's idea, it's like, even if you have a choice, find some way to do things that doesn't involve buying new stuff and, mindlessly buying new stuff. Well, okay, that seems great. And what I discovered over the last 3 years of really wrestling with this is that I have a particular mindset around buying versus not buying that comes from my background. And I have a whole video on my money history that I'll link up here and down below that I think comes into play. And I wanted to share this with you just in case it's something that you might resonate with or might have some insights on from your own, maybe different perspective. Because I grew up in poverty or near poverty, there were a lot of things that would have made our lives better that would have actually involved buying things. We were not purposely frugal while also being wealthy or even middle class. We just didn't have everything that we needed. And yes, we were able to make a very nice life for ourselves as a family. No complaints, no criticism of my parents at all. They worked really hard and they got us the things that we needed by hook or, well, not by crook. They weren't crooks. But as I've gotten older and I have my own income, I have my own decisions to make about how I spend money and about how I solve problems that I have in my household, with family, in my life, and things that I need to accomplish. I have often gravitated toward a buying solution. So that means that if I feel like I need something to be done, or I need a product, or I need a service, I don't look at how I can barter with a friend, or how I can borrow somebody's tools, or how I can learn how to make it myself. I look for how I can buy it. And sometimes that has been a little excessive, not hugely excessive. I mean, I've shown you enough of my space for you to see that I don't collect a lot of stuff, but sometimes, had I thought of it a little bit differently, I could have come up with a cheaper or even quicker solution that didn't involve buying something. So I've been trying to figure out, where did that mindset come from for me when I came from poverty or near poverty and we didn't have the option of buying things. And I think it really came from there, because I didn't have the option of buying things that I needed. And so it's such a relief. It's an ongoing sense of relief that I am able to buy things that I need. And also, I have to say, there's always this sort of dark cloud that I try not to acknowledge or give into, that this could all go away any second. It could all go away. It could all be gone. So if there's something I can buy now, I should buy it now, because I might not get another chance. And there's a little bit of panic involved there. So one of the things that I am thinking now as I'm talking to you, and as I'm thinking about this a bit more coherently 3 years into the process, is that when I start asking myself, is there a buying solution to this problem or a non-buying solution to this problem, that means I'm actually in a good place. It's a sign of progress. Yay me. Because it means that I'm not automatically thinking, number one, oh, I can't afford it. I can never do it. It won't ever happen. Ugh. Or number two, yeah, let's buy it immediately no matter what the bank balance says. And I tend to sort of go back and forth between those two extremes. Well, what I'm finding now is that because I've identified, oh, this thing about always looking for a buying solution as an adult, I'm not talking about buying solutions, but buying something that will help me accomplish something. That eagerness to dive into that and buy things all the time just to get things fixed or to get things done, it comes from a time in my formative years when there wasn't money even for new shoes. Now, we had shoes. I should probably sit down and ask family members, how did we get them? But, when there wasn't money for necessities, the idea that now I have the option, I can buy things that will solve problems that I have, real problems. It's amazing. We live in an amazing world where that can happen for someone like me. And so now I'm thinking, okay, if I have the option, then maybe I could look at it as an option. Do I want to buy something, or do I want to wait, or do I want to figure out another solution? I'll give you a simple example here just to close out this video. I have a Kindle Paperwhite that I've had for about 8 years, and I dearly love it. And a few weeks ago, I ran over its charging cord with a vacuum cleaner. So my first thought was, I need to buy another one. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to let myself buy another one. I don't need one. I can borrow one from my kids. So for the last several weeks, I've been borrowing my daughter's charging cord. It's fine. She doesn't complain. It works out all right. But I just realized today, wait a minute, I should just see if I can get my own charging cord. For some reason, I'm thinking this is a hugely expensive item that's going to break the bank. And why am I thinking this? I mean, my daughter's being very kind to me, but she has a number of things that she charges with that cord. And I don't know, we're all old enough in the household that we have our own stuff. And why am I thinking this is the only option? And so I went on Amazon and I found a charging cord for $8. So it's like, so weeks and weeks I've been struggling with this no charging cord issue, and I could have spent $8 to get a charging cord. So it's in the cart. I'm going to get it. So my insight for myself is that because I come from a place where I didn't have very much, and there were things that we needed that we could not buy, I now feel a great relief at being able to buy things that I need, things that will solve problems that I actually have. I also feel a sense of panic that it might all be taken away. That's completely irrational, but I know that I feel that. And so sometimes I'll dive into a buying solution before it's necessary, but other times I'll put off buying solutions that would have been just fine, would have been a 30-second decision and made my life a whole lot easier. So what I'm deciding to do going forward is to look at every decision and tell myself, calm down. This is my constant mantra. Calm down, just look at it. Does it need a buying solution? If so, how are you going to save up the money? How are you going to plan for it calmly? If it doesn't need a buying solution, what are you going to do? How are you going to fix it? Either way, you're okay. I'm curious, do you have anything like that, little squirrely money thoughts that go around in your head that come from childhood experiences or adult experiences or something that you think about and it affects how you make decisions? This is a big one for me. All right, my brain went off and I couldn't think what to say there, so I'm actually going to do a cut, my first ever cut in a Wednesday one take. It's still a one take, but I put a cut in because I lost my train of thought. So I'm back now, and I want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing your insights, and thank you for joining me as I learn to live frugally, live minimally, and live intentionally in my maturer years. If you like this kind of video, I hope you'll subscribe, click the notifications bell so you get notified of new videos, and give this one a like. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye.